What's going on, guys? This is your boy Moto MMA, aka Jason Boss, bringing you another video. So, I got to do the video that everybody else is doing, man. I mean, we all know the big news this Sunday: Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley is going down. So, before we get into this video, guys, if you could, please comment, like, subscribe. I'm a small channel, you know what I'm saying? I'm like this close to 300, trying to reach that mark. If you could help me out, I greatly appreciate it. Now on to the video. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, who I think will win, and all that kind of jazz. This is an interesting fight. It's an interesting fight, and it's an interesting fight for a lot of reasons, guys. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Jake Paul has a Hollywood era around him that is just, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul, honestly, is. I think he had one other amateur fight, I want to say, too. So really, he's like a 4-0 amateur boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, why I say amateur boxer, because people he's fought has either barely had any boxing training to almost none at all. You know what I'm saying? The best out of them, I would say, was Ben Askren as far as dealing with strikes. Ben Askren was used to dealing with strikes, but even Ben Askren was 40 years old, coming off of hip surgery, and Ben Askren couldn't strike that very well anyhow. He was more or less a wrestler. Now, I did predict Ben Askren would do a lot better than what he did. I thought he might even get the W in a long grind type of game. Boy, was I wrong. Boxing just isn't made like that. It's not like MMA, you know what I mean? Even though Ben Askren did get back up to his feet, and I think he could have continued to fight, I don't know if it would have went much better. You don't have the ability to adjust like you do in MMA. If this had been MMA, Ben Askren could have maybe took Jake Paul down, held on to him, beat him up, maybe submitted him, something different to slow down the pace. But the referee obviously saw that if Ben Askren was to get up and continue to throw hands, that it was probably not going to go his way, just considering it was like very early on and Ben Askren was already stunned. So Jake Paul does possess at least some power. We also saw that when he fought Nate Robertson. So we know Jake Paul isn't a light hitter, guys. He can, if he catches you, he can hit pretty well. Now, what we are needing to see is how skilled is Jake Paul. That part I have like an actual issue with. I don't think we've ever really truly seen how skilled Jake Paul is. And I know you're like, well, how is that? I mean, this guy's knocked everybody out he's fought. But, I mean, think about it this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if like, I don't know, we were, I ride motorcycles. There we go. Boom. I ride motorcycles. Love motorcycles. If I've been riding for years and a long time, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be able to get on that bike and be able to ride hard, hit the curves, everything, right? If I take a guy that barely started, to just took the MSF course, and that's all the training he's done, just the basics, because he's never really been into this, there's no way he's going to be able to ride as well as I will. That's just it, period. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that with anything. If you play basketball 24/7, and I'm the occasional dad that goes down to the park on a Sunday once every 2 years to play basketball, I am not going to be the guy that has been playing basketball every single day for the past 3 years. Jake Paul has been training now about 3 years, going on 4, so he has a lot of skills versus the people that he's boxed that have barely had any skills. So he seems great to them. I mean, but this is a normal thing with Hollywood, image. You see people like Michael J. White. You see people like the guy who plays Umbach, Scott Adkins. I've heard so many people say that these guys are the truth and could be the next best thing, and it could beat everybody up and this and that. And that much we don't know, but we know the Hollywood aura around them makes you feel that way, makes you think that because of what you saw, and like the movies or whatever. With Jake Paul, he kind of has the same presence. He's been a guy that has fought people that were not as skilled as him, so it makes it seem like Jake Paul is just that much more better. Now with Tyron Woodley, I think we're going to see his true skills. Though Tyron Woodley has not boxed, just straight boxing as much as, as much as Jake Paul at all. You know what I mean? He's been an MMA guy. I think they said he either wanted to box before or had like some like very amateur boxing skills. But all in all, he's not boxed for the most part. He's fought MMA, and even Tyron Woodley said striking for MMA is different than it is for boxing, because in MMA you can get away with not being quite as crisp because you're looking for different things. You know what I mean? You're looking to take the guy down. You are looking to elbow and kick him, and you've got to defend that kind of stuff too. Everything kind of goes in that cage. But in boxing, you can only do one thing and one thing only, and you have to be very proficient at it, and that is just throw hands. Period. There is no other bailouts. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have good hands. Now, does that to me say that Jake Paul in the streets could beat Tyron Woodley? No, because in the streets everything goes. You know what I mean? You can have some bailouts. You know what I'm saying? But in that boxing ring, do I think Jake Paul has some advantages? Absolutely, because he has just been training just pure boxing for a while. But however, Tyron Woodley is very strong. Tyron Woodley is in great shape. If you've not seen the weigh-ins, you need to go look at the weigh-ins. You need to go look at the open workouts. You know, Jake Paul doesn't look like he's in bad shape, but definitely Tyron Woodley looks like he is a beast. He's always looked like that. He's always kept himself in pretty good shape, and he took this fight very seriously. It was not like with Ben Askren, who really just felt like he could just roll over on Jake Paul and beat him easily. That is the attitude Ben Askren had. Tyron Woodley, on the other hand, is taking this fight very seriously. I personally am going to predict that Tyron Woodley will win the fight. Now, I know you guys are like, well, you know, what makes you say this? How you da-da-da? But again, like I say, I think a lot of us are stuck by the Hollywood aura. You know what I mean? You know, Jake Paul has a big name. We've seen his last 3 professional fights. But guys, there's nowhere in the world where any guy that has 3 fights has this much clout. And that is for a reason, because they haven't really proven themselves yet. Their skills aren't really that up to par yet. A 3-0 guy, in all actuality, can still fight an 0-0 guy in any boxing match, period, because they feel like he's still basically just a beginner, just like the 0-0 guy. Tyron Woodley's kind of had a little bit more cage time. Tyron Woodley has had a little more fight time, and I don't think Tyron Woodley lacks rhythm so much that he couldn't cross over some of his MMA skills enough to become a proficient or decent boxer. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to say he's ready to take on the best of the best in boxing, but I can definitely say he can be proficient at it, you know? And I think proficient enough to beat Jake Paul. Other motivating factors too. I mean, guys, I don't know. This trash talking thing is getting way out of hand. You know, you got Conor McGregor talking about Dustin Poirier's wife. Now we got Jake Paul, for some reason or other, not him personally, someone in his crew deciding to insult Tyron Woodley's mom, and Jake Paul kind of like backing up his crew on that. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, you would think he'd be like, because Tyron Woodley's mom, guys, a little backstory, is a really nice woman. She's very respectful. She just enjoys the fight game, and she loves everybody, it would seem like, you know what I mean? Just, you know, want these guys to enjoy themselves and just be gentlemen, you know what I mean? She doesn't take things personal, you know? And when Tyron Woodley lost to Kamaru Usman, she actually even congratulated Kamaru Usman, and gave him a hug as well, you know what I mean? And he just beat her son, you know what I mean? Of course, she, you know, was happy and proud of Tyron, win or lose. She's a wonderful woman. So that's why I would think Jake Paul would not stand up for his crew and would not be like, hey guys, or would be like, hey guys, you know, there's no reason to insult this woman. She's done nothing to us. Let's leave her out of there. He's not like that. You know, Jake Paul just has like a very, very douchey aura about himself. So I feel like, with that being said, Tyron Woodley will fight with intensity. He will fight with anger, and he will bring his A game. Not fight, not thinking. Tyron Woodley's not the type to not think he would get so angry he wouldn't think. I think he will definitely be in control, but I definitely think he will be ready to go for the kill. A few things Tyron Woodley will have to get past. I did notice Jake Paul is a lot taller than Tyron Woodley. Strength-wise, I do believe they're just about the same, especially, like I said, after looking at T Wood. T Wood is in great shape. So Jake Paul's best weapon will probably be his jab and his straight right. I mean, he just got the reach. Woodley's going to have to try to get past that, hit him with that overhand that he's known for, or, come in, work the body, work the short hooks, things like that. Stay on Jake Paul. That's something we're not seeing Jake Paul have to deal with. Either someone staying on him and really just trying to work him and push his cardio and seeing if Jake Paul will break, But all in all, I'm going to give the fight to Tyron Woodley. How I think Tyron Woodley will win, I am going to go, and this is the hard part, guys. I'm going to say either Tyron Woodley will win third round by TKO, or Tyron Woodley will win by decision. One or the other, I think, is how this fight's going to go down. But either way, I see Tyron Woodley taking the W. If you don't think so, guys, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you think the trash talk is going too far in sports nowadays, let me know as well. All right, guys, this is your boy Motor MMA saying thank you so very much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.